Alyson and I'm the Director of Community Engagement at Milwaukee Ballet. We're so excited to be able to be part of the Market Center Kids Days series. Today we're doing a ballet story time, and in a little bit I'll be joined by some of the professional dancers from Milwaukee Ballet. First, I'm going to read a story called Dance, and this is by Bill T. Jones, and he is a famous dancer and choreographer who is based out of New York City, but he has come to Milwaukee many times. And he is awesome. He's super tall. His legs are so long. You can tell that he's a dancer just by the way that he walks around. And in this book, he talks a lot about how dance makes him feel. But I also want you to look at the shapes that he's making with his body so you can try some of these from home. Dance by Bill T. Jones. I am a dancer. I want to dance. When I dance, I use parts of me. And I use all of me. Before I dance, I warm my body and I stretch my body. I want to dance. When I am dancing, I can make lines. And I can make curves. When I am dancing, I can fly high and soar through the air. But I've got to come down and dance on the ground. When I am dancing, I am thinking. And I am feeling. When I am dancing, I am everywhere, and I'm hardly there. When I am dancing, I am everyone. And I am only one. I want to dance. The end. There's one more picture where he's doing a really great stretch. So in a little bit, we're going to stretch, but first I just want to see if you can make some of the shapes that Bill T. Jones is making with his body in these amazing photos. The photos are taken by Susan Kuklin. And let's look at this shape. Now that shape takes a little bit of balance. Can you try it? What about this shape? It takes even more balance. And it takes flexibility because you have to be able to hold on to your foot. Now this is a great stretch. And I think if you were making a dance about animals, maybe this would be a frog dance. It's a really great stretch. Let's see what else. Now in this one, he said he can make lines. But what other kinds of lines could you make with your body? Straight lines, up and down, diagonal, zigzagged. Make some lines with your body. And then let's get curvy. Now in these shapes, he's kind of going from a tall curvy shape to a lower one, but there's all kinds of curves that you can make with your body. Why don't you try? Now, did you know that you can dance on the ground? This is a cool shape, but again, there's a million shapes you can make on the ground. So why don't you get down to the ground and try to make the weirdest shape that you can. This one looks like the ballet step called a plie, but it's kind of a little more cool the way he's doing his arms. And he's got one heel up higher than the other. So try that shape. A couple more. What about this shape? These two shapes, actually. First, you lean back, and then in the next one, you're opening your mouth with both hands. Sometimes dance is weird and silly and crazy. Or you can do this chicken dance shape. I love this shape. Let's do this one where you give yourself a nice hug. And then for the last one, can you stand on your tiptoes? Can you look up to the ceiling and put your arms in the air, maybe really high, both arms in the air, and say, I want to dance. And then after you do that, check out his last shape. He's saying he wants to dance. Great job, guys. Hi, everybody. So we are so excited today to be doing ballet story time for the Marcus Center Kids Days. I am Alyson Chavez. I'm the Director of Community Engagement, and I'm so excited to be joined. We are doing a tri-state workshop right now. This is very exciting. All of this virtual outreach is very new to us, but I'm joined by two of our dancers and I'm thrilled to see them, and I'm thrilled for you guys at home to see them. So let's meet them. Why don't you guys tell the audience your name, your age, where you're from, how you started dancing, and maybe you can tell us what kinds of things you're doing to stay connected to ballet during this strange quarantine time. Let's start with Francesca.
Hi, my name is Francesca Morris. I'm 21. I'm from Spring Grove, Illinois, and I dance 3 years old and dancing ever since. And at this time, how to start ballet is a lot of online classes with everyone, taking our own classes. I know I'm doing a lot of teaching, so I have this online as well, and it's been helpful. It's not this, but it's definitely a new way to do ballet at these times.
Yes, I think when people say ballet dancers are flexible, they sometimes mean it literally and figuratively. And right now, ballet dancers across the world are being so flexible as a community and helping each other, and it's really cool. How about you, Michael?
Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Renderly. I'm 20 years old, and I grew up in Milwaukee. I've been dancing since I was around the age of 5. And how I'm staying connected is, again, we have regular ballet Zoom classes with Milwaukee Ballet. And also, it's really amazing because at this time, a bunch of dance companies around the world are putting all sorts of ballets out online. And so I've been able to watch a lot of ballet from the comfort of my home, which has been nice to stay connected as well.
And where are you right now, Michael?
I'm currently outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, so on the East Coast.
And Francesca, where are you?
I'm near Portland, Oregon right now at the moment.
Wow, this is awesome. So people at home, wherever you are, this is ballet happening all across the country right now just for you. So we just read a ballet story, and now what I want us to do is to actually warm our bodies up just like ballet dancers do. So I'm going to have the dancers stand up and I'll lead some stretches, but again, watch the dancers, listen to me because they are the professionals. So let's start just by taking some deep breaths. Everybody take a nice deep breath in and let it out. And do another one, deep breath in and let it out. Okay, dancers, put your hands on your hips. And audience at home, what we're doing now is just some isolation stretches, which means we're going to isolate different parts of our body and get them warmed up, starting with our head. So let's look up to the ceiling and down to the ground. And up to the ceiling and down to the ground. One more time, up to the ceiling, really stretching your neck, and down to the ground. And let's try now to touch one ear to our shoulder. And go to the other side. Other side, really feeling the stretch in your neck, but be gentle with your neck. Other side, other side. This time, let's just look over one shoulder as far as you can, looking over to one side, and switch to the other side. And switch, and switch, and switch. And last time. Good. Now in super slow motion, let's just do a very nice head circle. And once you get all the way around, go to the other direction. Very good. Now you may have heard some pops or cracks. That's okay. You always want to be gentle when you're stretching your neck. Let's move on to our shoulders. So everybody shrug your shoulders up to your ears and let them drop and feel how heavy they feel. And let's do that again. Shrug them up and let them drop. And one more time, up and let them drop. And let's do one shoulder at a time, and the other shoulder, and the other shoulder, and the other shoulder. And now go super fast until you make like a weird little dance as you get your body and shoulders kind of warmed up. Very good. And now let's just do some big shoulder rolls to the back. And you should kind of feel like you're giving yourself a back massage. It feels really good. It's a great way to warm your body up. And then go to the front. Nice. And let's just continue to warm our arms up. So let's maybe do some big arm circles to the front or back, either way. Big, huge arm circles. Oh, good. Both the dancers are going backwards, like they're swimming backwards. And now they'll go forwards. Awesome. And maybe you can do one arm at a time, like you're doing the crawl stroke if you're swimming. And maybe do some backstroke. Great. Let's have them just take one arm and pull it across your body. If you guys at home are doing this, it should feel really good. It should be a nice stretch. Do that to the other side. Great. And just shake your arms out a little bit. Make sure those arms are warmed up. And now let's shake our legs out. Let's check our balance. Shake one leg out. See how you're feeling. Shake the other leg. Some days balance feels great. Some days you kind of feel a little more wobbly than others. Dancers never know how they're going to feel. That's why they have to warm up their bodies every day. Let's shake our whole bodies out and just make sure the blood's really flowing. Yes. Really shake your bodies. Very good. And let's do a little bit of real ballet stretching. That was just kind of to get our bodies warmed up and woken up. I don't know what time of day you guys are doing this at home, but stretching will always wake you up. It'll get your body going. So let's do a more real ballet stretch. Let's reach up to the ceiling as high as you can. Stand on your tiptoes. And we're going to reach down, try to touch your toes, and I will count to 10 for you. Reach as far as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Let's try that one more time. Reaching up as high as you can. Try to touch the ceiling wherever you are. As you go down to touch your toes, notice that if you can already touch your toes, you could put your hands flat on the ground. Or if you feel like you can do that and that's easy, you can hug yourself to your body, stretching even further. And if you can't touch your toes, just reach down as far as you can. That feels good for your body. So I'm going to count to 10 again, even though you've already been down there probably 10 seconds. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. And slowly roll up. And let's ask the dancers to show us a stretch that they really like to do. Let's start with Francesca. What's a stretch you do every day?
Do one that's pretzel. So you sit down and you cross one leg on top of the other and you try is all the way down to the floor.
Make your body into a pretzel. I love it. So just cross one leg over the other. And, you know, while you're there, maybe try to touch your nose down to your knees. Very good. Love these pretzel shapes. And let's switch and put the other leg on the top. Very good. Stretching those hips and backs and bodies out. Excellent. Michael, what's a stretch you like to do?
I really like to do the splits, but this might be a little bit of a warm-up. So you can either do that, or we can do a lunge like a runner does.
Oh, great. I love it. This is sort of like preparing your body to do the splits. Let's watch the dancers do the runner's lunge and do it with them, and then we'll see them do the splits. So this runner's lunge, as you can see, is stretching out your hips and your quads. It's getting your body in a preparation mode to do the splits. So let's try the other side. Great. You can put that back leg down on the ground, or you can have it more up if you want to do a different kind of a runner's lunge stretch. Either way is going to help you with your flexibility. And let's go ahead, audience, and just relax, and let's watch the dancers do the splits. Dancers have to be very flexible. Sometimes people think just the girls are flexible, but look, the boys are too. That's very important. They have to be able to do the splits on both sides and in the middle. So maybe they can show us all their flexibility. Oh, that's so awesome. You know, the more flexible you are as an athlete, not just a dancer, the less likely you are to get injured. So this is so great. Look how long their legs look. I love it. They're taking up the whole screen. How about middle splits? Oh, look at Francesca. She just magically appeared in the middle splits. I love it. Okay, let's give them a round of applause, audience at home. Great job. We're going to stand up now and learn the positions of the feet. So I'm going to have Michael take us through the positions of the feet because his sound quality is a little bit better. Keep watching both Michael and Francesca. Let's start with our feet together. So our feet are going to start in a parallel position. Let's put our hands on our hips to begin. And Michael, just take us through the positions of the feet.
So the first position we're going to do is actually called first. And you're going to move the tips of your toes out, kind of making a pizza slice shape as far as you can without any sort of pain. And then this is what we call first. Your feet have just opened up from the heels.
Excellent. So everybody at home, put your feet in that position and say first. Very good. Keep going.
So second position, you're going to move one foot out. So your toes are still facing outward, but now your feet are further apart. And this is called second.
Excellent. This is such a great view of both of you guys where we can see how your heels are right underneath your shoulders. Guys at home, yep, just like Michael said, keep those toes turned out. All right, what's next?
The next position is third. And so you're going to cross this one foot halfway across your back foot. So your heel is meeting the middle of your foot in the back. And your toes are still facing as further out as you can go.
If you guys look down at your feet, for everyone at home, it might look like your feet are sort of making an upside down T shape. So just like Michael said, that foot is just sliding about halfway across your feet. Toes are out. Excellent. Let's keep going.
The next position is fourth, and you're going to take this foot out in front of the other foot. So now your front foot is almost directly in front of your back foot. Your toes are still facing out.
Excellent. That's fourth position. Very good. Okay, everyone at home, are you ready to do the hardest position of all? Show us how we do it.
Fifth position is the hardest, and it's like third. So your front foot is crossed right in front of your back foot. You're trying to get heel to toe, heel to toe. I'll show you a little back version.
Yes.
Your feet are together and crossed.
Now this might feel totally normal for your body. It might feel a little weird where your knees feel like they're getting a little tight or your hips do. This is another thing you can work up to. where maybe your feet aren't completely touching heel to toe, but as you work on it, you'll get those feet closer and closer together. This is a hard one. It's called fifth position. Very good. Shake your legs out, dancers. And let's go through the positions of the arms. Let's go back to that first position. So again, your heels are touching, your toes are turning out to the side. And we're gonna just learn 4 positions of the arms. So what you're gonna do first is put your arms in a nice low circle. And this is called arms en bas. You can see with both the dancers, they're making a circular shape with their arms. And it looks very beautiful. And it means that their arms are down low when you say en bas. That's French because ballet started in France. So everybody at home say en bas. Excellent, I could hear you. So arms are en bas, meaning down low. Let's keep that circular shape and move our arms up across from our belly buttons. And this is called arms in first. So we still can see that beautiful circle the dancers are making with their arms. Very nice. And arms in first, I love it. Now you're gonna bring your arms out to the side like you're gonna give somebody a big, huge hug. You're gonna keep those arms strong and rounded. And this is called arms in second. Very good. So now let's bring our arms up overhead. We're skipping third and fourth. We're gonna go straight on to fifth position. This is arms in fifth, making a beautiful circle around their face. And I love what this looks like. The dancers look so beautiful. And let's review those positions. So we have arms en bas. We have arms in first, we have arms in second, and we have arms in fifth. Now, I'm gonna call out some positions of the arms. The dancers will help you out and do them with you. And let's just see if we can have those positions of the arms memorized. So let me see arms in fifth. And arms in second. Arms in fifth. En bas. And there she goes. Francesca's frozen a little bit, but I know her arms are going down. There we go. And arms in first. All right, I think we've got them. So dancers, you can relax for a minute. Audience, let's review our arms en bas, in first, in second, and in fifth. Now, you've got those. I'm just gonna call them out. Dancers, you don't have to help them. I'll just call them out. Let's see arms in first, fifth, second, fifth, en bas, first, en bas, second, fifth, en bas, first, fifth. Very good. Let's give them a round of applause. I could tell you guys did a great job. Hi, everyone. I'm going to read you a story called Bronterina, and this is one of my favorites. It's by James Howe, illustrated by Randy Cecil. And as you can tell, it's about ballet, but it's also about a dinosaur. Bronterina had a dream. I want to dance. She's at Madame Lucille's Dance Academy for girls and boys. But you are a dinosaur, Madame Lucille pointed out. True, Bronterina replied, but in my heart, I am a ballerina. She is too big and she does not have the right shoes. Madame Lucille wondered what to do. She had never had a dinosaur as a student before. Dinosaurs were rather large, and this one certainly did not have the right shoes. But then she felt Clara and Jack tugging at her skirt. Oh, please, they pleaded. Madame Lucille looked into the dinosaur's eyes. What is your name, my dear? Bronterina. Bronterina Apatosaurus. I even sound like a dancer, don't you agree? Madame Lucille did agree. How could she not? Welcome to Madame Lucille's Dance Academy for girls and boys, she said. Please try not to squash the other dancers. Music, Magnolia, she commanded the piano player. As Magnolia began to play, Madame Lucille turned her commands to her students. Plié, relevez. Arabesque, jeté. What a graceful dancer you are, my dear, Madame Lucille exclaimed. Brancherina blushed. On the outside, I'm a dinosaur, but in my heart, you are a ballerina, cried Clara and Jack. She still doesn't have the right shoes. In the weeks that followed, look out! Help! Hey, watch your tail! The piano! Oh, Brancherina, cried Madame Lucille, I'm afraid you are too big to be a ballerina. You barely fit in my studio, and how in the world will a male dancer ever lift you over his head? I could do it, Jack shouted. No, my dear, said Madame Lucille with a sigh. You could not. I told you she was too big. A tear fell from Brancherina's eye. Downcast, she turned to leave. Wait, Clara called out. Don't go. My mother has been working on a surprise for you all week, Brancherina. She's bringing it today. Whatever are you talking about? Madame Lucille asked Clara. Just then, Clara's mother appeared at the door. You must be Brancherina, she said, holding out the surprise. I hope these will fit. Well, now she has the right shoes. Brancherina beamed. They fit perfectly, she cried. I am a ballerina. Or I would be, if only I weren't so big. Oh, fiddlesticks, said Madame Lucille. Why didn't I see it before? The problem is not that you're too big. The problem is that my studio is too small. And so the whole class went off to look for a studio big enough to hold all of Brancherina's talent. Too small? Too small. Still too small? Still too small. I have an idea. Moo. Now, Madame Lucille's Dance Academy had room for everyone. Madame Lucille's Outdoor Dance Academy for girls and boys and dinosaurs and cows. I want to dance. Then you must, my dear. Shoes in all sizes. And it all began with a dream. The end. Just quickly talk a little bit about some of the different things that boys and girls do in ballet. Of course, you can see that Francesca is wearing leggings and a beautiful leotard, And Michael's wearing sweats and a t-shirt. And these are sort of the regular ballet uniforms that dancers wear when they're taking ballet class or doing rehearsal on a day-to-day basis. One of the biggest things that keeps boys from doing ballet and men from going to see ballet is they get a little bit freaked out by the things that the boys have to wear. When they're dancing in the studio and practicing, they're like any other athlete, wearing comfortable clothes, sweats and t-shirts. Yes, sometimes when they're on stage, they will be wearing tights, but there's a reason for this. As we saw, boys in ballet have to be just as flexible as the girls. And when men wear ballet tights, we can see that flexibility. We can see their muscles. We can see the shapes their bodies make. Also, they're not the only athletes in the world to wear tights. Speed skaters wear tights. Wrestlers wear tights. The Packers wear the same kind of tights that the dancers do. They just put pads underneath. Basketball players wear those tight leggings underneath their shorts. So these kinds of outfits might seem strange, but athletes are always wearing tight form-fitting clothes so that we can see their muscles. They also, the boys have to be super strong in ballet. One of the ways they really build their body strength without getting super big and bulky is to do push-ups. So everyone at home, you're gonna join in with Michael. We're gonna do 10 push-ups. This builds the upper body strength that they need to really be able to lift the girls. So let's do push-ups together. I'll count. Ready? Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Let's give him a round of applause, and you at home. Thanks for giving us that side view, Michael, because we can see he's really getting down there. And this is one of the ways that men in ballet will build up those muscles, like I said. Now, we can't show you what partnering looks like because we're all in 3 states and it's difficult to do. But I would encourage you to get online and just look at ballet videos on YouTube, and you'll be able to see how the men can pick the girls up and make it look effortless. It's really beautiful. Thank you, Michael. Also, oh, we didn't talk about shoes. Now today, Michael has socks on. Tell us, Michael, why you're wearing socks and not your ballet shoes today. It's one of the effects of the quarantine.
When I moved back, I'm quarantining with my family on the East Coast, and I only brought so many shoes. And so in ballet, when we constantly are using our shoes, they wear out and they kind of get a little run down. So currently, I'm using socks.
And socks are great for really being able to feel the floor. We also could see the shape of his feet. Michael, if you could jump up again and maybe just point your toes for us. We can still see the shape of his foot in his sock. He can feel the floor as he's dancing on the floor if we were to watch him do a full ballet class. Ballet shoes that are just regular ballet slippers fit on your foot super tight like a sock anyway. So for at home, if you don't have ballet shoes, socks are perfect. You just want to be careful about slipping and sliding on a floor, right?
Exactly.
So sweats, flat ballet shoes, that's kind of the regular in-class, in-studio rehearsal uniform for a boy in ballet. Now, girls get to have some really cool equipment in ballet that we tend to think of when we think of the art form of ballet. We might close our eyes when we hear the word ballet and think of a ballerina spinning around in a pink tutu on the tips of her toes, right? That's sometimes what I think of when I think of ballet. Francesca is going to show us those special shoes that allow the dancers to stand on the tips of their toes. So yes, look at that up close view. These shoes are sort of more solid and heavier than a floppy ballet shoe. They're flat on the bottom. We can see that the edges are a little rough because she's been dancing on the tips of her toes. They have ribbons on them and some elastic that cross on her ankle. She sewed those on herself. When point shoes come to a dancer brand new, they don't have a right foot or a left foot. The dancers decide which is which, and then they sew the elastic on, they sew the ribbons on. Let's watch her put these on, and maybe you can tell us when you started dancing on point and what it was like.
Point. And it's hard to get your foot all the way up on the point shoe, but with a lot of you get it done.
You can't fully totally hear Francesca, but I think what she's saying, I'm going to interpret. This is one of the effects that happens with doing a live Zoom. So the dancers typically go on point when they're between 10 to 13 years old, depending on their school and their teacher. It is something that every ballerina dreams of. And then when they first do it, it's like, oh, this is so different than I thought. It's painful. It takes a lot of body strength to be able to balance your full body weight on the tips of your toes. And it takes years of practice and guidance by teachers. So as you can see, Francesca, who's now a pro, is putting on her point shoes. She is putting that elastic around her ankle, and then she wraps the ribbons around and ties them. Now these ribbons are partly just because it looks beautiful, but also they support the ankle a little bit. Sometimes you will see dancers wearing their point shoes without ribbons when we do more contemporary or newer or more modern works. We're gonna have Francesca stand up, and Michael, stand up too. We're gonna do a comparison here. Before you stand on point, Francesca, just both of you stand in first position, and they're each gonna show us a releve. Michael's gonna do a releve on demi-point, and Francesca is gonna go all the way up on point, and we'll see the difference. Michael's rising up onto the ball of his foot like this, which is what most of us would do if we were walking around on our tiptoes. Francesca's all the way up on the tips of her toes or the points of her feet. Michael, you can relax now. Let's just focus on Francesca. Look at the beautiful shape of her feet in her point shoes. Look how long her legs look. They're long anyway, but once she's on point, that line gets even longer. Let's just see a little bit of what she can do on point. She's not going to be able to show us a full Swan Lake ballet, but maybe she can show us some bourrées, which are teeny tiny little steps. If we look at her feet, we can see she's just doing little steps. She can go in a circle or side to side. And if we watch her arms, we can see that it looks like she's kind of just floating around. It's very beautiful. Maybe she can show us some quicker movements of her feet, which are what we call échappés. That's where she rises up onto the tips of her toes a little faster. Yes, very beautiful. And that's how we know it's not a trick, because she goes up there really quickly. And the point shoes just make ballet look even more magical, because it makes the girls look like they have this superhuman strength, like they're floating and almost flying. And actually, I think dancers do have superhuman strength. They're pretty awesome. So thank you for showing us your shoes, Francesca. We're going to end our workshop today with what we call a reverence. I think I'll have each dancer show us how to bow and curtsy. This is what we do at the end of a ballet class or a performance or a workshop like we're doing for you today. It's our way of saying thank you, but a reverence at the end of a ballet class is sort of like a cool down. So it's a cool down and it's a thank you. Let's first learn how to bow and curtsy, and then I'm gonna have Michael lead us in a follow the leader reverence. So Francesca, how do girls curtsy in ballet? You're gonna step to the side, put one foot behind you, and you're going to plie or bend down to the ground, and then you go to the other side. You step, put one leg behind, plie and bow. Excellent. Michael, how about a fancy ballet bow?
You're gonna step to the side with your arm out. You're gonna close, put your hand on your chest and bow. And then you're gonna do it to the other side too. Step, close, bow.
I love it. So guys at home, you're gonna follow along with this reverence, again, a fancy word for thank you, When you're watching the dancers, you can curtsy or bow when they get to that point. Michael might do some stretching. He might do some of the positions that we learned. He might do something with his arms. We don't know what he's gonna do. It's gonna cool your bodies down. And then at the end, we'll bow and curtsy before we say goodbye to you.
Okay, great. So we're gonna start in first position. 5, 6, breathe out. We're gonna go first to third, second, and down. Then we're gonna come from the outside to second, third, first, and down. And then we're gonna do our bow or curtsy. Curtsy for a girl or bow for a guy. And then to the left, same reverence.
Bravo. I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining us today at home. And thank you, Michael and Francesca, for joining us from coast to coast. I love it. It's been great to see both of you and for us to be able to see you guys at home. Even though we can't, I imagine how well you did all those positions of the feet and the arms and the stretching and the bows and curtsies. Keep bowing and curtsying all day long. It feels great. It's a very fancy thing to do. And have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.